What's up, guys? Ernest here from ER Sports. Hope everybody's having a beautiful day, having a great Sunday. I wanted to go ahead and send this personal message right now because today is the day. NBA free agency starts today. I'm here in my office getting some new content ready. While I was doing that and pretty much getting everything ready for last night, I noticed that something really big happened. This is pretty much a message for the Miami Heat fans. Heat Nation, get ready to stand up. It's kind of like a revolving door of what happened last year, but we do have some good news. The Miami Heat today will be meeting Jimmy Butler. I know we recently cut a video about Jimmy Butler, so you guys know our opinion about that. But a couple things I wanted to go ahead and mention, a couple interesting things for our fans out there. First and foremost, the meeting is going to be happening today at 6 p.m. as soon as free agency period starts. So the really interesting thing about that, I know that Jimmy is going to be meeting with both Miami and Houston. But Jimmy came to Miami to meet with the Heat. He's not going to Houston to meet with the Rockets. The Rockets have to meet with him in Los Angeles. So they pretty much have to work around his schedule. And something I just want to throw out there, guys. Kemba Walker is meeting with the Boston Celtics first. Kyrie Irving is meeting with the Brooklyn Nets first. And these are pretty much the teams in their top priority. So we know as of last year, Jimmy Butler requested a trade to Miami, so we know he wants to come here to Miami. Miami just has to make it work. And one of the reasons why I'm posting this video is because a lot of you fans were asking me questions about Jimmy Butler, how the Miami Heat can do it. So I want to go ahead and throw a couple different scenarios to make sure this can actually work and to make it realistic. The first thing that the Miami Heat have to do is they have to match the numbers for the salary cap. If Jimmy Butler is going to go to Miami, he needs to be traded. The only way it could work is a sign and trade deal because Miami is currently $40 million over the salary cap. So they can't do anything right now. They're going to have to work in a deal. So what can they do? They have a couple different options. Even though Miami is $40 million over the salary cap, they do have some tradable contracts. First, Goran Dragic. He opted into his player contract. It's like a $19.5 million contract. It's the last year of his contract, so teams are going to be very interested in that. So I think that Miami should deal Goran Dragic. They can throw in a piece for Jimmy Butler. They won't mix right away, but here's how it's going to work. They need to throw in another piece. Now, I know the Heat fans are not going to like this. We're really high on this kid, but Miami's going to have to add either Josh Richardson or Justice Winslow to the piece. You're trying to beat Houston's offer. So you got to throw in something that's going to be really interesting for Philadelphia. If they're going to let just Jimmy Butler walk, they're not going to let him walk for nothing. So Miami has to throw in something very interesting. Last year, the offer that Miami threw Minnesota was Josh Richardson, Kelly Olynyk, and a future first-round draft pick, which was Tyler Hero eventually. So Miami's going to have to throw in something like that, but they can't throw in a draft pick until 2023 because they currently have a draft pick traded to the Clippers. I believe it's 2021. So they can't do that. So what Miami's going to have to do, they're going to have to get a little creative. They're going to have to throw in Goran Dragic, a Josh Richardson, or a Justice Winslow. They might have to add in Bam Adebayo. I don't want that, but that is something they might have to do. I'm hoping that's not going to work. I'm hoping that's not going to have to happen. I'm really hoping that Miami can do Josh Richardson, Goran Dragic, and the 2023 first-round draft pick. It might be interesting to Philadelphia. The fact that they get a young piece like Josh Richardson in their starting lineup. They get a Goran Dragic, a guy that can really help with their point guard situation. They have Ben Simmons, but they can play Ben Simmons in the point guard and the small forward position when Dragic comes in. So that's a really nice piece. And then they get a pick for 2023, something that helps them for their future. And Miami in return gets Jimmy Butler. Now, the contracts will work. When Jimmy Butler signs the max, he's going to be making about $31 to $32 million in his first year. With Dragic and Richardson or Winslow's contract, it's pretty much going to match. You can go $1 million or $2 million off. NBA will allow you to do that. So that'll be the first trade scenario. Second, I mean, I believe number one's going to be a great scenario, but Miami can try to go back to what they did last year. They can do a Josh Richardson, and they can maybe try to throw in one of these bad contracts. See if Philadelphia will bite. Maybe add a Kelly Olynyk, a James Johnson, or a Dion Waiters. I don't believe it's going to work because with these guys, they don't have terrible contracts, but it's not good contracts either. They have 2 years left. So you're going to have to eat it this year, next year, and guys will probably opt in. So you're going to have to maneuver it and make it work. So for the next 2 years, you're going to eat it. So, but that is another offer, and I'm pretty sure that's what Miami's going to start with. They're going to start with, hey, look, we have Kelly Olynyk, we have James Johnson, we have Dion Waiters. So they're going to try to lowball them at first. But eventually, the way to make this deal work is you need to add a piece for the future, a young piece with a low contract like Josh Richardson and Justice Winslow. You're going to have to add in somebody with an expiring contract and maybe a future draft pick. There's no way Philadelphia is going to take Hassan Whiteside. So anybody that's going to offer that, don't even think about it. So those are my two possible options. But now I want to hear from you guys. Heat fans, Heat Nation, stand up. Let me know what you think. Let me know what pieces you think might be better in the deal. Maybe you think Derrick Jones Jr. might be a little bit of a sweeter piece. Maybe some of you feel there's somebody else, maybe another trade scenario. This is just something I wanted to throw out there. I know Jimmy Butler is going to meet with Houston. I know Houston's going to go all in for this guy. But in my opinion, Miami can offer better pieces for Philadelphia. They can offer an expiring contract so they can go out in 2020 and fill in pieces. They can offer a really young piece, a young guy who can develop into something big. Obviously, potential number 3 in their team like Justice Winslow and Josh Richardson, and you're getting a draft pick for the future. I know Houston can probably offer more draft picks, but Philadelphia's in win now mode, and if they're going to lose Jimmy, they need to get something to cover. Houston has Clint Capella, Eric Gordon, and PJ Tucker they're trying to deal. Honestly, none of those guys, in my opinion, can fill their team better like a Josh Richardson. So it's going to be up to Pat Riley on what he's willing to offer, but I really see us having a good chance to get Jimmy Butler. It didn't happen last year. We know Tom Thibodeau was really playing with this guy, was really playing with Pat Riley. At the end, Pat Riley just told him to F himself. I'm not going to say it. But yeah, that's where we're at. So, ER Sports Squad, let me hear from you. What do you guys think? And guys, we really need your help building the page. You know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe, share to social media, comment. But most importantly, and I'll say it again, hit that subscribe button. Let's build this ER Sports Squad to what we know it could be. The biggest sports podcast in the world. Thank you guys for your time. Have a beautiful Sunday.